You know, we're putting it all on the line, literally putting it all on the line to see who's the best man. And, you know, may the best man win.
Yeah, I can't ask you to predict what I can do. Kind of what
well, I'm prepared for anything and everything, and you know, people have to understand that I'm a young pup. I'm still young, and I'm still evolving, and you know, still a lot of aspects of my game that I feel are going to continue to improve. But thus far, people have seen me fight. People have seen, you know, they've seen me box. They've seen me do a little bit of everything, and you know, I've shown that I can come back from adversity. I've been cut in fights. I've been down in fights. Nothing I'm proud of it. You know, I don't go in there looking for those kind of things to happen, but we've shown that if those things happen, we can bounce back, and I think that's the mark of a champion. I love to win. I love to win, and I'm a competitor, and you know, I'm thankful to be doing what I'm doing. God gave me a tremendous gift, a tremendous talent, and you know, by coming in every day and working hard, by going to these fights and doing what he's asking me to do, in terms of just, you know, going out there and just putting it all on the line, I can't ask for more. You know, there's a lot of people that work just as hard as I do, but maybe didn't get the opportunity, maybe fell short. But I'm just fortunate to be here. We're still going strong, and I think if we stay focused like we've been doing over the years, we'll continue to be successful.
You talked about this once you do discuss it here. It's one thing to get it.
You got to keep it.
Yes, sir.
That's also part of professional boxing. That's part of being a world champion. That's the responsibility. You know, it is, you know, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's like you mentioned, it's one thing to get it. It's something totally different to maintain that focus, maintain that intensity, and maintain that drive and that willingness to sacrifice your body, sacrifice, you know, certain parts of your life to stay on top. And like I said, you know, I've got that competitive gene in me. It's always been there. So, you know, I want to continue to face the best, and I want to continue to beat the best. But these are the kind of fights you have to fight and you have to win to get to that point.
At that target, no matter who you fight, everybody's different.
Well, it's funny because everybody keeps saying that I have a target on me, but I got targets on certain guys. So I guess everybody's out there hunting. You know, so I always seem to be the guy that's being hunted, but you know, I got that mentality where, you know, I'm trying to go get something as well. I provide and support my family through boxing, and I take the game serious. And you know, an old fighter once told me that if you respect the game of boxing, meaning if you prepare the right way, you don't cheat, you don't cut corners, the sport will always respect you, and that's what I try to do. That's what I try to maintain.
That's the fans here,
Well, I love the fans, and I appreciate the fans, even beyond what the media sees, because, you know, I live in the Bay Area, so I run into people all the time, and I see the mothers, the fathers, the young kids, you know, ex-fighters come up and tell me that, you know, keep doing what I'm doing, they appreciate me, they got my support. I mean, that's what it's all about. And then for them, especially in these economic times, sacrifice and go buy a ticket and to come out and support is a huge deal. It's a big deal. I don't take that lightly, and I love the fans, I appreciate them, and I can't do what I do without them.
One thing I'm going to throw in there, as we all know, and you've seen recently how Dawson and his promoter Gary Shaw have spoken out about having to come to Oakland because they wanted to go to Atlantic City. But this was something that Andre wanted to really bring what we call the Super Bowl of boxing, and this is one of the biggest fights of 2012. Andre wanted to reward his fans, so you know that's what we're doing in Oakland. It's not for an edge. It's not for the. It's about rewarding the fans, having 19,000 strong out there cheering their lungs out.
Bears has a championship tradition. It's been a while since we had some NBA and NFL and even baseball, but we've had a champion in boxing.
Well, we want a few Bay Area champions, just not Andre Ward. We want those Raiders, 49ers, even the Giants are beating our Dodgers out in LA, and the Yankees are one of the hottest teams. So Andre Ward's leading the pack though right now.
And you know what? They support you too. You know, all the fights we had here, they come and support you too. I mean, it's like a camaraderie and stuff. You know?
We're athletes, so they know what I deal with. You know, I have a good idea what I go through. I got a good idea what they go through, so it's a mutual respect. One thing I've noticed throughout the years is all athletes, they love boxing, whether it's football, baseball, or basketball. So they definitely give me my respect, and I do the same every time.
You guys good?
Yep.
Good. I think considering what we're doing, this is 7-4 Comcast. 7.
7's back here. Thanks,
All right. Appreciate it. Wait, you left before we finish? I'm joking. All right, guys.
Hey, you guys, any other questions for Andre?
The web guys, media guys.
You guys want to come up and get up close?
Councilman.
You want to come on up? Hey, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, Andre,
Mike.
you,
He's starting first.
okay.
But you guys come in a little bit closer, just a little bit.
Who are you starting with this fight?
I'm sparring with some good guys. I got a bunch of trees with tall guys, long guys. Who are them? That's as far as we can take it from there. You gotta do some research.
You're the guy in boxing.
You gotta dig a little bit to get that. We don't really talk about what we do in training camp from that standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters. We're not going to lose it.
Next question.
Yeah, do you feel like you're peaking skill-wise at the right time for this fight? I mean, at the beginning of the Super 6 tournament, you didn't even pick yourself to win as far as that went, and you've come a long way since then.
Yeah, I think I'm getting better, and that's what's important. I mean, I don't think I'm in my prime yet. I'm only 28 years old. I think I'm approaching my prime, like you said. So definitely, I feel like this is the right time for this fight. A lot of people ask, why this fight? Why Chad Dawson? Well, why not Chad Dawson? So that's how I feel about it. He seems to feel the same way, and here we are. September 8th is around the corner.
And now Froch is now the IBF champ at super middleweight and the #1 ranked, and but you got your eyes set on the light heavyweight division as well. Would you be interested in that fight coming down the road, or
with Froch?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those options are options. It's nothing is off the table. In this sport, anything is an option. So you just you stay focused on what's in front of you, which I always do. And a guy told me that the other day that if you beat Dawson, there's nobody out there. There's always somebody out there. Whether it's an old wolf, lying in wait somewhere, or if it's a young buck on his way up. So it's always somebody out there.
So, Andre, everyone was saying that you didn't want to play Brute before. Do you think Froch kind of vindicated that, taking care of him so easily?
I didn't talk down about Brute. I never said I wouldn't fight Brute. The facts of the matter is I said that he should fight somebody. Sometimes in this sport, it's all about the physical. People want you to go in there and just put it on the line, blood, sweat, and tears, and they don't want you to think outside the ring. Well, me and my team, we put our head together, and we figured, the fight would be even bigger if he showed his worth against an A-class level fighter. And he had his opportunity against Carl Froch. He fell short. I take nothing away from Brute. You got to take your hat off to the man for coming right back and going straight at Carl Froch again. And that's not a fight that's off the table. If he vindicates himself against Carl Froch, he's right back in the mix. So we never refused to fight.
Thanks.
Yes. Oh yeah. When you fought Froch, you told me you didn't want to stay on the end of his punches, and you worked your game plan to a T, and you smothered him. I mean, he couldn't do anything. You bowled him around the ring. But Chad Dawson kind of presents a different set of circumstances in that he's quicker fisted. He's able to punch short. What kind of adjustments do you see yourself making, and are you approaching this with a more varied game plan as opposed to any other fighter you fought before?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just different. I mean, it's different. He's different height, different reach, different style. But each fight is like that, And if you want to be a great in this sport, you have to learn to adjust. And you gotta, if you look at the fight with, Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather, the first 6 rounds was tight, but then you see Floyd pull away second half of the fight. You see the fight with Gotti, Floyd goes out there from round 1, and it's no contest. Every fight is different, but you gotta stay focused, you gotta stay poised, and you keep finding a way. You find a way. And that's what I plan on doing in this fight. Just because Chad Dawson has got a height and reach advantage, because Chad Dawson has beat, this guy and that guy. From a media standpoint, you guys may be wowed by that stuff, but I'm not. I respect it, but I'm coming September 8th to get something and to keep something, and that's all I'm focused on.
Let me ask you this. You haven't fought for a year, but obviously feel prepared.
It's been eight months.
8 months, almost here. Do you kind of wish that you had taken another fight in between this, or rather than go straight into the fight with Dawson and Southpaw?
My body needed a rest, number one. Come off of 2 years of grueling fights back to back. And I had a lot of injuries leading up to the Froch fight that we didn't talk about. And that was just from the grind. You know, it's not just the fight that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the training camp. So I needed that rest physically, mentally. Chad has had a fight in between against Bernard. This isn't the first time I've been off 8 or 9 months. Shouldn't be a problem. I don't abuse my body. I stay in shape. And, you know, I think I got youth on my side. I'm not 35, 36, 37. So it shouldn't be a problem come September 8th.
One more question. Chad, at times you can visibly frustrate him in the ring. You get where he gets tentative, or he just gets out of his game plan. He doesn't let his hands go where he's at his best. Is that part of maybe your game plan to throw him off?
Just, for me, regardless of Chad Dawson's highs and lows in the fight, when that bell rings, and even now, 3 weeks out, I'm locked in. And that's going to be the difference in this fight, you know. Again, they're making a lot of noise about advantages, and you know, Chad Dawson's trainer said if you take 10 of Chad Dawson's combinations and 10 of Andre Ward's combinations, Chad's are way prettier. Well, there's nothing pretty going to be about this fight. And that's what it boils down to. It's about getting my hand raised and like I keep saying, finding a way to get it done. And the biggest mistake that Team Dawson is making is when they look at the tape, nothing jumps out at them. Nothing impresses them. And they don't think much of me. And, you know, his trainer has done his job in trying to make it seem like he's the underdog. Well, you know, I don't look at odds, so I don't know who's the underdog and who's supposed to win this fight. But I do know that they don't think much of me based on what they've said, and we've used that in my preparation. And they've given me some superficial compliments because they have to, but they really don't think much of me. But, you know, obviously, you know, I got an opportunity to change that when the bell rings September 8th.
Andre, how is it different being the favorite now in all your fights?
I have no idea who's the favorite. Honestly.
No one's picking Chad Dawson, I'll tell you right now.
I couldn't tell you, but go ahead.
I'm telling you, no one's picking him. Let's talk to him. But everyone, you know, people used to pick against you when you're fighting Kessler. Is it different now, being, you know, the guy and the man?
I'm not the guy.
You are the guy.
I'm not. I'm really not. And that's not something I'm just telling myself either. I mean, I'm gonna give you a glimpse from my perspective as the athlete.
You're a 3-1 favorite.
I don't bet. I don't know nothing about. I don't even know how the odds work. I don't.
Someone puts $1,000 on Chad, they win $3,000.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great thing.
How much do they lose?
Yeah. I can tell them don't bet on Chad. That's what I can tell them. But I don't. You know, I don't look at it like that, man. I'm like in another world as an athlete. My mind is just different. So I can look at something as simple as, you know, a reporter can ask me a certain question, and just that one question can fuel me. Say, man, they still don't believe it. They still don't believe it. Of course, they have to give you a certain amount of respect when you win. But then it's the questions that come with it. Well, what about this? What about that? What about this? And what about? Those are the things that fuel me. I'm not concerned about who's the favorite, because I know that means nothing. I mean, that means nothing in a boxing ring. So I'm insulated when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I always feel like the underdog. I always feel like there's something to prove.
So you have a chip on your shoulder still from going back to like fighting Kessler.
Yeah. Same chip, yeah.
Andre, is there a change in focus, or is there more focus at the fights in Oakland? Is there an advantage to that, or how do you feel about that?
That's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. It's a short ride to the arena. It's a short ride home. From that standpoint, but
Especially if you win.
yeah, you still gotta go out there and perform. And you know, I'd probably say it's probably more pressure for the hometown fighter because you don't just have general fans in a pocket of your fans here and a pocket of his. You got fans that want to see you perform. So. It comes with the territory. You know, you got to have a different type of focus when you fight at home, and we will have that focus. We run a pretty tight ship when it comes to tickets and family and this and that. And my family and friends, they know how it goes, just from being around me over the years. So I don't think distractions would be a problem. I'm just looking forward to putting on a tremendous show September 8th.
Ward, what's your weight right now?
I can't tell you that, but I'm right now.
Are you ever going to move up? Or are you always
I
going
would
to stay
love
at this
to.
weight class?
Yeah, I would love to, man. I think I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be at 68.
Yeah, that's what.
But you know, I would love to be a multi-divisional champion here. But my weight is right where it needs to be.
No problem. No problem.
You know what, people, I'm just going back to what he said. People talk about fighting at home. There's a lot more pressure fighting at home because you're still not around your family. There's still a lot of sacrifices that you're having to make being here at home.
Absolutely. I would have loved for my family to be here today, but you know, it's a work day. You know, I have to take care of my obligation to you guys. I gotta, you know, strap up and go to work as soon as we're done. So it's a lot of sacrifice. And I think, you know, sometimes when you fight at home, people think that like you're not training and you're not focused on the fight. You're just kind of kicking your feet up. But it's probably harder for me because my family's not far from my training camp, and I'm missing out on a lot right now. And but this is part of what I do. This is part of what gets you in that fighter's mentality. You know, I'm not in my comfort zone right now. I'm sleeping in a bed that's not familiar to me. Definitely don't have silk sheets. And I'm just looking forward for war. I'm in that mindset right now, 2.5 weeks out. I'm in that mindset to go to war.
This is an epic bout. I mean, they're still talking about Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather, and they're kind of beating a dead horse. But this is the biggest bout to come along in boxing in a long time. Given that, in the event that it is a great fight, I think you guys said you were willing to meet Chad Dawson again in a rematch, if that's the case.
Let's get through September 8th.
Yeah, well, the plan is for him not to want a rematch after
Right.
September.
Right.
I mean, that's the plan. So I haven't even thought about a rematch, to be honest.
Right.
Enjoy your time.
Awesome.
You guys
All right,
okay?
guys?
Yeah.
Let me throw
Okay.
one more in at you. You're a religious man. How do your religious convictions play out in the rain weather in terms of maybe you could tap that sources and added energy to go beyond yourself, or how does that work for you?
Probably more
terms
than
of
I can explain right
spirituality.
now, but
Right.
it's a lifestyle. You know, a lot of people use the word religion, but it's a lifestyle for me. You know, I need God when I'm not in the boxing ring. I need Him trying to raise my 4 children, and you know, I need Him to help me become, you know, to continue to be a good husband. So it's a lifestyle, and I lean on Him every day of my life. And when I'm in a battle situation, it's no different. You know, there's days when I get up and, you know, my body's wrecked from the day before. And I'm like, you know, Lord, help me to do what I'm doing today in your strength, because I don't have it. And we somehow, some way we get through it, and I give Him the glory for it. So it's a lifestyle, you know. It's not really just a set of rules that I follow just to, you know, kind of feel good about myself. It's a lifestyle. I live this thing. And again, just in battle and in warfare, it's no different. You know, it's no different.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
That's
Thank you.
Gonna, do
Excellent.
Oh, it's a workout thing, right? You don't work.